Hey guys, this is Collar here with Diggity, set 2 of GGPlay versus Fantasy in the OSL Semifinals. And in the first set, we saw GGPlay just get defeated by a very effective, what I thought was a very effective build from Fantasy on Plasma right in the middle of the map and stomping a Vulture through. He had everything planned out, you know, and I won't dwell on that anymore. What do you think what do you think about Medusa as a map? I mean, what do you think are the features that make it a rather Zerg favorite map?
There's just that huge area in the middle where you can get hit from any side, and that's really what I think plays into Zerg's favor. It's just you can take your expansion, your secondary fairly easily, or I should say your first expansion, your natural secondary, there we go, that's the word I'm looking for, fairly easily, but past that, taking your third base, it just feels like there's so much map, and there's so much Zerg can do on the map just because of its features, because of its just the layout of it. It just makes it very Zerg favored in that regard. So you wander a medic marine group out there, and all of a sudden you're getting hit from 3 angles, things like that. So anyway, what do you think would be a good option actually for Fantasy on this map? Very creative build in game 1. What do you think he's going to throw out here on this? Which again, it's a very Zerg favored map. It might behoove him to go with something creative.
I think, well, something fast would actually be my tendency. I mean, my standard philosophy is if a map doesn't favor you or a matchup doesn't, try to end it quickly. So perhaps a fast 2-racks bunker break might be one of the options. Another one of the options, if you want to talk about creativity, of course, is trying to float something or... Whoa, there's a GGPlay Ultralisk. That is a great picture. And disturbing at the same time. But I guess it's better to be an Ultralisk than to be... some kind of weird female-looking cat, as some people I won't talk about who happen to be on Lake Cafos and play Protoss are often seen as. But anyway, maybe that's referring to the fact that we saw something like 24 Ultras the last game in Medusa that GGPlay played.
What is with the horrible pictures? It's like a zombie kiss thing.
Wow, that is
What's
Fantasy,
wrong with these
I guess.
artists today?
No, that's GGPlay actually. That I saw a CG. I couldn't even tell who that was. Wow, disturbing.
Yeah, it looks like some zombie freak thing.
White guys.
Yeah, white guys, we don't know. All right, 12 hatch it looks like from GGPlay, and you know, maybe Fantasy will try to build a proxy something behind GGPlay's base. Maybe try to go for a quick drop, perhaps tank drop behind the main. I don't know. What do you think are some options for Fantasy?
Honestly, I don't know. There's just so much you can do as Terran. It looks like going for a mech build. Wow, he's put down his gas before even his barracks, so he's going to go some sort of quick tech build at this stage. GGPlay is going to spot it directly, though, getting that Overlord in the base, and that's the first thing he's going to see is that refinery and the fact that it's up. So I think he's going to be well prepared. And it's crazy that he's doing this when GGPlay smashed Flash so hard in the prior round against something similar. But anyway, I definitely agree with your philosophy. If you're going to lose quickly, especially when you're thinking about how there's a definite physical aspect to these guys playing 5 sets. They're playing it in, or however many sets, potentially 5 sets in a row, and how many APM, I know they can break like 300 at stages. These guys actually, that's pretty good for 400. Sometimes these guys are in upwards of like 600. I know Nada was clocked at that at certain times, but there's just that exhausting physical element to it.
Absolutely.
And and so yeah, you want to make sure that you're still fresh and that your game plan's still fresh on other maps. And so there's the first factory there. So it looks like, yeah, we're going to see a mech build, because it is easy to take 2 expansions, and GGPlay in standard form is going to take both of his hatcheries. It's a little bit fortunate for him getting that scout out directly there, and that's going to allow him to do this, go basically for more of a just produce straight drones rather than Zerglings, knowing that he's not going to be facing any early pressure. Also putting down a creep colony preemptively, knowing that vultures are going to probably be heading out shortly, or just in case vultures are heading out shortly. But yeah, he's in a really good position with that scout out. Not to say that everything's down to luck, but that was definitely a lucky scout. That's definitely going to put him way ahead where he would otherwise be. And a starport going down, so we're not seeing a mech build. We're actually going to see probably a 2-port Wraith here. And so, but either way, I think GGPlay is going to be prepared. Sorry for cutting you off and rambling for a bit.
No. Yeah, this is an exciting opening here from Fantasy. We could be seeing 2-port rates. We could be seeing some kind of strange drop build. Anything is possible. And it looks like Fantasy might decide to expand off of just 1 Vulture. That is quite audacious. You know, 1 Vulture cannot micro against a lot of speedlings if GGPlay knew this was coming. I think GGPlay was really smart with the Overlord too. I don't know if you noticed, but he moved it. I think he was in vision of the refinery. I don't think the refinery saw him though. So he got this information without necessarily Fantasy knowing that he knew that he was going for the early gas. But in any case, so Looks like we're going to see an early Hydralist in here from GGPlay, just perhaps anticipating some kind of Vulture Rush or something like that going on. But well, also is quite good against rates also. But we're probably going to see some cloak rates here, or possibly, just possibly, a drop. Although that is much less likely, especially because there is that hatchery in the back. He'll be able to defend it pretty well, I think, against a drop. But we are seeing an armory also, so maybe
Valkyries.
some possible Valkyries again.
This is going to be interesting because it looks like he might be going for, or I guess he could produce some Goliaths off that too. But honestly, it looks like he might be going for just a Valkyrie Vulture combination. Usually you need some support units underneath to support the Valkyries, though, against the Scourge when they're coming. But I don't know if he got a scout off and he knew he was facing Hydralisks at this stage. Perhaps he's just predictive measure there.
Mines.
Mines already. I do think that was a very intelligent move. Vultures, they're very strong in big open spaces like this when you have a lot of maneuverability against large groups of Zerglings. If they're not speed upgraded and your Vultures, unless your Vultures are not speed upgraded and you're going against speed upgraded Zerglings, you're in a very good situation. So I think that was very smart, and it's a fast dropship actually. So very fast dropship pushing out. And we're going to see this is almost like a versus Protoss build here from Fantasy.
Right, exactly.
He's going to drop those vultures in the back of GGPlay's base. I think he's going to be prepared for it with these Hydralisks though, and that's probably going to get picked off. That dropship itself is going to get picked off here. I got to say this is going to be GGPlay's game now.
Yeah, well, the GGPlay doesn't manage to pick off the dropship, but this strategy is completely revealed, and I think Fantasy might have been hoping that GGPlay was going for some kind of 3-hatch into Spire build, in which case he wouldn't have anything out other than Lings to deal with this Vulture drop, and it could have been very successful. Oh man, he needs to not lose that dropship. That dropship's big danger right there. Looks like he managed to get a couple of mines down, and oh man, there goes the dropship. Ouch, Fantasy's entire ploy just completely ruined there. He has a Valkyrie out, but it's completely useless. I mean, I guess he can hunt some Overlords theoretically, but Valkyries take forever by themselves to kill Overlords. I mean, do you think that Fantasy was anticipating 3-hatch Mutas, and instead he found these Hydras? And I'm just thinking from his build, it looked like he was ready for Mutas or for a Spire build, and not for tons of Hydralisks.
Yeah, perhaps he was expecting the 3. I don't know if it would have been all that much more successful. At least he'd have the Vultures on the ground. He could have spread them out. He could have been a lot more annoying with them. Usually, again, you want to keep the Mutalisks grouped up, and the Vultures could have been, frustrating. They still could have killed some drones before they died. With those Hydralisks on the ground, they really didn't have any chance at anything. Looks like he might catch an Overlord here, unless those Overlords can get over that edge fairly quickly. He's at least going to be able to catch one here, probably not the second, though. So at least getting something out of this. But yeah, I really got to feel he's in a bad situation. GGPlay's definitely got the upper hand. The strategy's definitely been revealed. And honestly, yeah, those Valkyries do not feel as effective as they would have been without a Spire. I think he was definitely expecting Mutalisks rather than Hydralisks. But putting down, going for a 4-factory push at this stage. I guess feeling behind is going to try to put the pressure up and trying to keep GGPlay occupied in the meantime with that Valkyrie as he's just kind of pushing it around, just keep GGPlay distracted. And GGPlay, though, he is not expanding either, so I've got to assume that he's just producing a lot of forces right now, just kind of gathering up and just kind of biding his time, as it were, so he can kind of crush this. But if there's a significant amount of siege tanks, Hydralisks do not do very well against siege tanks. And I don't see any other mixed units in alongside with this, so Fantasy still might be able to pull this game down.
Yeah, I think Fantasy made a really good transition there, and this is what you were saying about, sometimes StarCraft favors youth, or at least creativity. Certainly, is just more true there's just more creativity for these younger players, and we've seen them just switch really quickly now to Goliath tank, which I really like. This is a great counter, like you're saying, against mass Hydras, and we're gonna see how GGPlay reacts. Maybe he'll go back to, maybe he'll actually go to Mutalisks. Scourge coming out. I think they're gonna catch that Valkyrie. Chasing. Oh man, looks like they're not gonna get it. Wow, that's impressive. I did not know Valkyries were that fast. Possibly because I never seen them.
Slow, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was like, I thought they got picked off rather easily by Scorch. Whatever.
Yeah, so it looks like this is almost like a ZVP here from GGPlay. You were saying that it was a TVP. This is like a ZVP, mass Hydras.
Looks like he's got some Mutalisks switched in, so he's going to be prepared for tanks should they come. And it looks like, actually, no, it's just going to be Goliaths and Valkyries. Wow, very, very anti-air. Some tanks mixed in. And this is going to be very interesting. Interesting. It's still those mines doing a little bit of damage background against these Hydralisks, and we'll see again. I really feel like the big anti-mech thing for Zerg is just to get Dark Swarm. Dark Swarm absolutely destroys mech builds.
And there's some Valkyries wandering around inside GGPlay's base. By the way, this is a audio patch of a part of the recording, which completely messed up. So it'll just be me, Collar here. Diggity will be gone, or this, in the past, he was completely garbled for the next 2.5 minutes. But anyway, here, GGPlay looks like he might be setting up for an attack at the front of the base here. Looks like he's got Mutas and Hydras, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. Wow, that is a huge amount of Goliaths and tanks. He's going in anyway, though. He needs to get those tanks. Oh, looks like the tanks don't go down. So GGPlay, wow, shaking his head there. Not very happy with that attack. I think he grossly underestimated how many forces were at the front door. He's going to try to get some revenge on this Valkyrie, though. Maybe try to pick it off. Oh, he's going to get one Valk at least. But this combination that Fantasy has put up, this very, very innovative combination, I can't even talk. This very innovative combination is proving to be very effective. You gotta remember, this is very rare to see this kind of Terran mech build. First to start with a Vulture drop, and then to continue into Goliath Valkyrie tank, and now we're seeing a drop from GGPlay. GGPlay has about 8 Hydralisks in 2 Overlords, and he's going to get intercepted though by those Valkyries. Are those Valkyries going to be able to get them in time? That's a question. Looks like they're not going to get them in time before they drop. So 8 Hydralisks in the back of the base there. We're going to see how much damage that could do, but I think with the reinforcements coming out for Fantasy that it's going to be okay for him. Meanwhile, he's gotten his entire force in front of GGPlay's natural expansion, and GGPlay is going to have to hold off a lot of pressure there. I don't know if he can do it. Looks like actually GGPlay managing to take out a lot of troops as they come out, but the SCVs are actually picking off those Hydralisks inside the base, and GGPlay needs to retreat here. He cannot fight them head-on with these Hydralisks. He needs to try to get the Mutalisks back in play or something. 3 tanks and a bunch of glides at that front door. GGPlay is not going to be able to do much, I feel, before that Sunken goes down. That's going to be it for GGPlay's defenses, and then Fantasy would just be able to march in. As you can see, GGPlay does not have anything in the way of forces. Looks like GGPlay is going to set up for another drop. His attack in the main was somewhat successful. I mean, it did kill some SCVs, but I think beyond that, it didn't take down the factories, and that's what he needed to do with that drop. He needed to take down the factories and do some real damage. Looks like he's getting a nice harass off in the natural, but Charon boosted Goliath's coming to finish that off. Meanwhile, GGPlay might be setting up for another final drop here. I think that's going to be pretty much it if he fails, though.
Both players going all in against each other right now, and Hydralisks going down. I don't know if there's enough tank to fight those Hydralisks off at this stage. I was surprised that those SCVs were able to take out as many Hydralisks in the back of Fantasy's base as they were, but yeah, right now it looks like he's going to be able to take the secondary. The question is who destroys who first, and I think at this stage Fantasy has the advantage just because he can do exactly what he's doing right here. Isolate himself, kind of back off, move in that tank right there, getting surrounded, being repaired by SCVs. Oh, taking out so many Hydralisks, and I think that's the advantage right there.
Beautiful play by Fantasy there, and GGPlay still has a lot of hatcheries. He's down 1, and there's a ton of sunken colonies, so it's going to take a while for Fantasy to move in. Now, if GGPlay somehow can take out that strike force, then Fantasy is doomed because Fantasy's economy has really been hurt. I think GGPlay has been somewhat hurt, but he has that expansion of the upper right to help him out. And once again, he's going to go for looks like maybe a drop on top of those tanks. I don't know, but I think his air force is dead, which is going to make it really hard. Here he comes with the Hydra. So Hydras versus tanks, it's going to be tough.
Oh, Hydras versus tanks. Hydras almost never win in that situation. Now GGPlay, GG's right there. You can see the frustration on his face. He had to scout. Man, I thought he had everything going for him right there. And then he had that one failed attack, and Fantasy was just able to push. So a good game by Fantasy. Very creative build. Vulture drop failing initially, but then just able to take over from that. And just GGPlay's play throughout that, it just felt kind of stale in my opinion. I was talking up his micro, and then he just kind of blew it with that Mutalisk Hydra attack. So I don't know. Maybe he would have been better off just sitting back, waiting for an attack to come out, picking it off, and then expanding and just going expansions from there. But yeah, honestly, a little bit disappointing in his attacking there.
Yeah, the first attack was disappointing. I definitely agree. Although I do really like that combined Hydralisk drop Mutalisk attack in the back of the base. I think had Fantasy lacked the game sense to push forward, had he decided to pull back, it could have been over for him. He might have gotten a great advantage there. GGPlay might have. But GG, stay tuned.